Hello, Steve Mills here, the Prudent Marketer. Welcome to this week's association video, and once again thank you for being part of the association. This week I want to talk to you about LinkedIn. Everybody no doubt is aware of LinkedIn. 99.9% of you are going to be on LinkedIn, and the truth is though, on a scale of 1 to 10, how well are you doing on LinkedIn? And I'm not talking about how many contacts you've got or how much effort you put in. All I'm concerned about is helping you to win business, to create sales. That's the ultimate purpose of sales and marketing, is to do that. And that's what I want to try and help you to do. So, how much business do you win on LinkedIn? That's the real question. I'm going to go through what I call a 6-step process that I teach and preach and use myself in our marketing. And that is how we, as a very small business, make about 100,000 a year in new business from LinkedIn. That's what I'm going to try and teach you in the next sort of few minutes. Now, just to clarify, I run day-long workshops on this, and I do recommend that you come along to that. The purpose of the association is not to try and sell my other products. Let me just be really clear about that. But when there's something that I think would really be of value, you might want to come on one of our half-day workshops. They're £69 to attend, so virtually nothing, and the return on investment that you'd get from them would be nothing short of staggering. But anyway, that's the advert over. Let me just tell you, give you a flavour of what you're going to learn and what you need to start implementing now, to be honest, because you could do most of this stuff. You could probably work it out yourself. So the first thing to do is to make sure that you look good. That is step 1 on LinkedIn. So what do you look like on LinkedIn? What's your personal profile like? Has it got a professional picture? Has it got a good headline? The old saying that the headline is the advert for the advert. So it is with your LinkedIn profile. Have you got your telephone number prominent on your profile? What about your summary? You got a few paragraphs. Could that be improved possibly? And just underneath the summary, there's a place where you can add things like videos, PowerPoint presentations, case studies, brochures, leaflets, booking forms, you name it. So you can add documents to that. Have you got any of those added? If not, again, you might want to do that, because this is all about standing out. Being outstanding by standing out is almost like my catchphrase. So how can you be different to anybody else? That's the sort of real question that I want you to try to answer with your profile. We'll then move over to your company profile and apply the same thing. What could it do to be different, to be better? How much content is on there? How many posts are you putting on there to attract followers and keep people interested in your messages? So that's all step 1. Step 2 then is what I call crowd development. And if you pay any attention to my videos in the past, you'll have heard me talk about this before, but this is crowd development on LinkedIn. So in other words, how do you develop a crowd? How do you connect to more people? Well, the truth is there are many ways on LinkedIn. If you click on contacts, LinkedIn will suggest loads of new contacts who are similar to the ones that you've already got. So that's certainly one way. Another way would be to click on your individual contacts and go and find your contacts, if that makes any sense. So if you're connected to me, then that means you've got, at the moment as I record this video, you've got about 4,200 other people that you could potentially connect to. So, that's got to be a good thing. Another way is through groups. If you join a group, then that gives you access to all the members of the group, so you can communicate with those people. So whether that's a big group like I don't know, the Consultants Network that I'm a member of, with 400,000 members, in other words 400,000 people I can send marketing messages to, or a little group like the Basingstoke Business Group, which I think's got about 1,000 members. And That's the type of thing that we need to really think about, how we can, market ourselves to those particular groups of people. So once we've developed the database, and that's an ongoing basis, by the way, we don't get to a point, right, well, that's done then. Once we started to develop the database, the next step is all about relationships. So it's no use having a great big database of people that have never heard of you, you never communicate with them, and so on and so forth. So the way to do that is through posting information on LinkedIn. That's a real key. So we need to be doing that 4 or 5 times a day. So that's simply going to the home page and then posting, adding pictures, adding videos, all with links going back to the website, which is the next thing, which is step number 4, I think I'm on, which is about driving people back to the website. So how many people do you get to your website every month from LinkedIn? Well, for us, it's about 1,000. We get about 1,000 people come to our website every month from LinkedIn through posting information. Here's a new video, why don't you go and have a look at it? Here's a video I've recorded, it's about this, this or that. Why don't you go and have a look at it? Here's a report that I've written. It covers A, B and C. Go and have a look at that. And I'm constantly driving people to our content on LinkedIn. The next step is looking at some of the paid features of LinkedIn. At the moment, there are several things that you can do to win business from a paid advertising point of view. You can advertise in the right hand side in the column, see where it says ads by LinkedIn members. You could do that. You can embed one of your feeds, one of your posts into a specific target market. So it's called sponsoring a post. So I write a really interesting post or do a video possibly, and I can tell LinkedIn, right, show this to this group of people. So accountants in Birmingham who employ at least 20 people who've got the job title of managing director, and I can get LinkedIn to show my advert, my sponsored post to my specific target market. So there are 2 ways. The third way is through something called InMail. InMail is about emailing within LinkedIn. And once again, I can say to LinkedIn, I want you to send an email out to this group of people based on geography. So people in, let's say, I don't know, France. I want to target people in France who have the following job title, whatever that may be, who work in this particular industry, with this particular size of business, who are male or female, who are a certain age, and so on and so forth. So there are great opportunities there. And lastly, step 6. Step 6 is about turning all this into sales. Because all this is doing is building relationships, getting people to know you. And don't get me wrong, in that process, people may buy from you. I could post something out on LinkedIn and people go, oh, that guy Steve Mills seems to know what he's talking about, hopefully. And, I'm going to pick up the phone and call him and, arrange a meeting and buy his many products. But for me, we've got to be a little bit more proactive. So, a couple of ways of doing that. One thing I suggest is contacting all your new contacts on LinkedIn. So if somebody connects to me, hi, Steve Mills here, we just connected on LinkedIn, I thought I'd give you a call, see how you were. Tell me, how's business? Have you got a couple of minutes? We have a conversation and start talking about, how can I help you best on LinkedIn? Tell me, what sort of people do you want to be introduced to? And so on and so forth. So I'm not going, do you want to buy this? Do you want to buy that? I'm building that relationship and nurturing that person until hopefully a time in the future when I can start maybe trying to get them, when there's enough trust built up, I can start trying to sell into them. Another thing to think about is, and this is a real gem, On the left of your profile, there's a little button and it says people who viewed your profile. So you click on that, and what that does is it gives you a list of everybody who's visited your profile over the last few days. This is like getting a list of everybody who's been to your website, and not only do you get the list, but you get often you get their telephone number, often their mobile, their email address, their website, their company, and everything that you need to know about that person in order to decide whether it's worthwhile you making a phone call to those people. And this, is absolute gold dust. You really do need to do this. You will win business if you do this. I've been doing so for many, many, many years. And lastly, I'd just suggest, maybe exporting your LinkedIn contacts into a spreadsheet and then uploading them into, hopefully you've got by now, an email marketing system that you can use. So you can target just your LinkedIn contacts, you can segment them into a group, and you can do some marketing to those people. So that's my 6 steps of how to win business on LinkedIn. This really is a proven formula. I've been doing it for many, many years, and yet most people stand around going, well, I'm not really sure how to use it. I don't really do very much on LinkedIn. Let me tell you, if you don't do very much on LinkedIn, then you are losing a stack of cash. There's there's a pot of gold, if you will. There's an amount of business that you could win on LinkedIn. Because for me, LinkedIn is all about networking. It's all about relationships. It's all about referral. And it's all about people buying from people, and you've heard me say this many times, people that they know, like, and trust. Products that they know, like, and trust, and from companies that they know, like, and trust. And there is nowhere better than LinkedIn for getting your clients and your prospects to know, like, and trust you, your business, and your your products. Sorry. So that's about it for this week. I hope you enjoyed that. I hope you're going to take action. If you want to come on a workshop, just go to our website, look under our events page, and no doubt you'll find the dates of the next workshop or webinars. We also do webinars, normally in a 6-week program covering the 6 elements. But as I say, I'm not here to try and sell you that. I just really believe you ought to get some training on LinkedIn. That's the truth. So that's about it. Thank you ever so much for listening. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it's given you some food for thought. And what I really hope is that you'll take action and grow your business based on the ideas that you've learned. Thank you very much for listening.